Justice League Dark #1, written by Peter Milligan, art by Mikhail Janin. This is your Dark book. This is your Magic book, your Magic team-up book. And no better way to explain it than just to get into it. And even then, it's very confusing at times. So, we open up on our most of the time narrator, Madame Xanadu. She's describing the story of what's going to happen and all of the different people in it. Our first one of which is June Moon, aka the Enchantress, as we'll get to later. She is walking down the street. She's clearly confused about something. She's getting these visions of like giant flaming minotaurs, but she is able to just walk away from them, so clearly it's not anything too harmful. She walks to a diner, and on the TV, everyone is enthralled because on the news, there's a bunch of copies of her standing in the middle of traffic just getting mowed down by cars and causing like untold destruction and death on this highway. So yeah, then we cut to Shade the Changing Man and his M vest. You'd think M stands for magic, but it doesn't. It stands for meta. He's talking to his girlfriend, Kathy, and Kathy's like, look, we need to talk about our future. I don't care if you need to go. You stay here and you stay with me. And he's like, my magic vest is going crazy, babe. What do you want from me? Of course I want to talk about our future, but like, I gotta go. And she's like, if you leave, then we're done. I won't be here when you get back. I can't even remember my life before you. Which is for a good reason, because Shade made her. He created her because he gets lonely and he wanted some companionship, which is as she melts away back into some disgusting ooze. Dark. Anyway, cut to a farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. There's a glowing envelope where the Enchantress, I guess, is trapped inside or is purposely like she's inside it of her own volition. It says that it's her sanctuary, so I don't know. But she is causing spells all over the world, or at least nearby. In the neighboring town, books in a dead language kill 6 people. On 2 farms, cows give birth to mechanical meat slicers. And the local power station threatens to explode when it is imbued with consciousness and then gets bored. I love that. I don't know why. That just hits my funny bone. That's like a Douglas Adams sort of joke. Anyway, so Batman is seeing all this. He figures it's a Justice League threat. Zatanna's there. She's giving like advice as to magic side of things. So Cyborg, Wonder Woman, and Superman go in, and they're like, okay, it's magic. Not exactly Superman or Cyborg's strong suit, but hey, we'll deal. As soon as they approach the farmhouse, this giant Enchantress shows up. Scares the ever-loving crap out of them. And then a storm of teeth start engulfing them, slicing Superman to ribbons pretty much. Cyborg's also taken a hell of a beating. And basically they're defeated. It says later on they barely escape with their lives, but as far as we see here, they're dead. So Batman, he's like, okay, that didn't exactly work. Zatanna says she's going to take care of this. And Batman says, okay, fine, but we're going together because I'm Batman and I have to be in every team-up book. But Zatanna says, you're needed in other team-up books. So she binds his feet and goes out on her own. He tells her that she's not stable enough to handle this, but she keeps going. We get 1 page of Constantine narrating. John Constantine, he was scamming some dude with a fake seance, and instead of whoever it was that they were trying to contact, he saw a vision of Zatanna and was immediately whisked through a portal for some reason. And he ends up in London. And then we cut away from him. We don't get anything else on that. He's just worried about Zatanna. June Moon, after stumbling through and hitchhiking and just ending up wherever it feels like she should go, she ends up at the doorstep of, they don't actually say the name, but it's, I believe it's Dawn Granger of Hawk and Dove, it's Dove, and Deadman, who's a part of this book. So that makes sense. Maybe his apartment, but anyway, Deadman's there, and she's actually looking for Deadman. So then we cut back to Madame Xanadu's fortune-telling parlor. She's passed out after apparently getting a little bit high to see the future. Shade's there trying to wake her up, shake her out of it. And she's like, okay, Enchantress is causing problems. Shade, you have a really big role in this. You need to assemble the team. And Shade's like, I don't want any part of this. Thank you very much. And she's like, you don't understand. The future is screwed. And that's pretty much the last page, is a pile of dead bodies. And we see everybody who we've met so far in the pile of dead bodies, along with Etrigan. Etrigan's there as well. He's not even on the cover. But I guess Etrigan dies as well. So, yeah, that's our cliffhanger. That it's, end of the world, everybody's going to die, blah, blah, blah. I really like this. I like the tone it sets up. I've never been able to handle magic too well in terms of, understanding it, which makes sense. I know that sounds stupid, but I just assume the plot isn't supposed to make perfect sense, like why Enchantress is doing these things, because magic, or we'll get an answer later on. I don't know. Art, it's great. I really like all of it. And like I said, there were those funny little comedic moments of her describing the spells going on, of the power plant that's just getting bored with consciousness. The first quote in the book is, my name is Madame Xanadu. I have looked into the future. The future looked right back at me and told me to mind my own business. I like that. I'm a sucker for that sort of humor. Just the dry wit. So yeah, I'm going to give this one, you know what? I'm going to give it the 8. I was going to say 7.5, but I'm just going to give it the 8. It's a solid start to the series. I'm interested in seeing where it goes. May have jumped around just a little bit too much, but that's just... I feel like it's supposed to be a confusing time, so it helps get the reader into that mindset, maybe? I don't know. The only real downside in terms of writing, I could say, is Superman. Hoo boy. There's one part where he's like, Cyborg, your pacemaker has risen to 48 beats per minute, and I'm picking up a lot of 2-methylphenyl, and you dear God, why is Superman literally more robotic than Cyborg? Besides that, no real qualms. Looking forward to issue.